Hi traders, welcome to our weekly top-down analysis. Let us begin. We are beginning with VIX 100. So firstly, we start by marking our supply in the demand zones. So we have a supply zone right there. And then we also have a supply. We have a supply up there. And then down here, we have a demand zone. So we have a demand zone right there. As you can see, price is moving from the demand headed to the supply zone. Therefore, my buyers for this week, I'm still going to be looking for selling for buying opportunities until price gets to this supply zone. And then if we go to the daily time frame, from the daily we can see price is pushing. Price is pushing up from this demand zone. Price is pushing from the demand zone, and we have our recent break of structure, which is there. So that is our most recent break of structure. And then the order block, which caused that break of structure from the daily time frame. So that is the order block. And then going to the 4 hours. So from the 4 hours time frame, we can adjust our break of structure to the 4 hours time frame. And then our order block. So our order block from the 4 hours time frame. So that is the order block. So that is the order block from the 4 hours. From the 4 hours time frame. So we have our order block right there. And then we have the break of structure right there. So we have a break of structure right there. And then you can also see a break of structure there. We can also see a break of structure. We can also see a break of structure right there. So we have a break of structure. And then price. The break of structure in the order block is there, which price violated. Therefore, I'm not going to mark this order block as my point of interest because price already violated that order block by breaking through it. It was supposed to tap into this order block and then push up, but however, it pierced through the order block, therefore it became invalid. So I'm seeing that order block as liquidity. I'm not going to mark it as my point of interest. And then heading over to the 1 hour time frame, which is my entry time frame. So our order block, adjusting it to the 1 hour order block, it becomes that. And then all our confluences are intact. I am seeing this as liquidity that price has to clear to come and dip us into the order block down there. So all our confluences are intact. We have a recent break of structure. We have an unmitigated order block and liquidity present. Therefore, we are waiting for price to come back into this order block, for price to clear this liquidity and then tape us into this order block and then continue pushing to the upside. So this is a move that we can expect to happen on volatility 100. So we can go ahead and place our coordinates for the buy limit with our take profit at that swing high. And then your entry price at the order block, and then your stop loss slightly below the last week rejection. So you can go ahead and place a buy limit on volatility 100 with your entry price at 946.41, with your stop loss at 893.29, and your take profit at the swing high at 1139.92, and apply proper risk management. So that's it on VIX, on volatility 100. So that's it on volatility 100. One is, so we are waiting for a retracement for price to clear the liquidity and then tap us into the order block, and then we can continue pushing up. So that's a move I'll be waiting for this week. All my confluences are intact. We have liquidity. We have an unmitigated order block. And then if we go to volatility 101S, beginning from the weekly time frame, we can see that price is now at that resistance level. And then we also have a supply there that is capable of sending price to the downside. And then price is finding support, that support level. Therefore, you can see price has been moving from this demand, but right now it's still at that supply zone. I'm still bullish because I can see the sellers tried to come into the market. However, the buyers rejected them. I'm still going to be looking for buying opportunities because I believe the buyers will break this level. So my bias for this week is still bullish until I see sellers are ready to come in at this level, and then I'll be looking for selling opportunities. Otherwise, I'm still bullish. And then if we go to the daily time frame, from the daily time frame, we can see that is a break of structure right there. So we have a break of structure. And then the other block, which caused that break of structure from the daily time frame, It is that order block right there. That is the order block from the daily time frame. That is the order block. And then if we go to the 4 hours, from the 4 hours time frame, we can adjust our order block to the 4 hours time frame. We can adjust our break of structure. So that was the last break of structure before price stepped into that supply zone. And then that is the break of structure. And then the order block, which caused that break of structure, it is this order block where price has already tapped in. Price already tapped into the order block and it's pushing up. It's pushing up, and we also have a break of structure right there. So we have a break of structure there. And then the order block which caused that break of structure, it's right there where price is currently at. So right now, this is the order block from the 1 hour time frame. This is the order block, and this is the break of structure. That is the break of structure. So that is the break of structure. And then the other block which caused that break of structure is where price stepped in and it pushed up, and it looks like price is still coming back to this order block. Looks like price is still coming back to this order block, and this order block has already been mitigated. So our interest is only at this order block here, and we still have our swing high up there. So for this one, you're gonna have to wait for, it's going to be a confirmation entry where you have to see at this order block price has to give you a bullish engulfing, a tweezer bottom, or a bullish pin bar, and then a doji plus the 3 reversal candlesticks which I just mentioned, and then you place an entry because price can just decide to slash through the order block and push to the upside. Therefore, this entry has to be a confirmation entry. Wait for the reversal candlesticks which I just mentioned for price to tap in there, and then for it to show you that it's ready to push up, then you can place a buy position when price is ready to push up. All right, traders, that's it for this episode. If you did find this analysis helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and become part of the family, and happy trading. See you next week.